if my manager's listening to this right now, I swear I'm at an appointment. I'm getting a massage appointment right now. I have to. It's for my physiotherapy. That's what's occurring. I'm getting a brain massage.
All right. Okay. That's cool.
We're here today.
If that's what you call
this podcast,
OPTC discussions.
No, an OPTC discussion is a brain aneurysm. Is actually what it is.
That's right.
It's it makes you dumber every time you talk about this game. You get slightly stupider, just ever so slightly. Like not enough to like notice, but then after like 9 years, your IQ actually starts exponentially getting worse and worse. And then you become a Dokkan player. Hey, hold that nanogenics. Only just recently followed our boy. That's kind of rude.
Well,
it is now, so we ball, right? We ball. That's all that matters. He is now, so we're balling. We're winning. All right, no point in dilly-dallying. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to episode 102. Oh my god, of the Good, Great, Perfect podcast. We're back.
Jesus.
The usual suspects, Flame Knight, Todd, another Treasure Cruise app on the horizon. A little light on, not 35 legends to discuss today, which is always a positive,
like
you know?
3.
I think it's 3 legends. But we do have a couple of things to go over. With that being said, I mean, we might as well just get right into it. Version 13.2 was announced in the previous weeks, and hey, guess what it is, guys? It's another treasure map rework. Yay!
Let's go.
And everyone's favorite game mode is being reworked for what, like the 4th time now? I think it is at this point.
Yeah, you think that because they've reworked it so much, it would actually be good now, but
but who knows at this point? But we have a few things to discuss. So you have the treasure map rework, we have the collection feature, and then there is supposedly additional things. And on the JP tweet specifically, it did mention we're going to get a quote-unquote video in October, but we know what these videos are just like gameplay and text. It's not
like slideshows, glorified slideshows.
Unless somehow we get a producer announcement or a new guy or Yoshi appears and says, I've come back from the grave. But there's not a lot to talk about, but I guess there's a lot of speculation. I don't know if the Peanut Boys have seen the treasure map stuff, but it seems like treasure map is now just PKA with a couple of extra steps to some degree. I don't know, like it. What do you?
That's what they decided to do with it.
That pretty much like they've added cards into treasure map. So from the images we can see there are 3 card slots, and every card has like a different effect on it. And I suppose that those effects like just play through when you're like going through the map, I suppose. Like the one that they display on the global version is a +2 steering wheel card, which I'm assuming is like +2 movement to any spin that you put. What are your thoughts? I don't know. What are you thinking with that one?
OPTC TCG. Let's fucking
hey yo,
we did it, boys.
We did it, boys. We've come full circle.
I don't know. It seems kind of weird. Seems like they just kind of used PK in a way to kind of renovate treasure map without having to do much, I guess. But I guess we'll see. Did it come out yet?
It's starting next treasure map.
I was gonna say it's not this one.
It's not October. No, it starts in the treasure map in November.
So it'd be the Annie, essentially like in theory it'd be like the half Annie TM shenanigans celebration.
Okay.
But then the other interesting one though is on the JP tweet. They have 3 different tiers of cards. They have like a blue, which I guess is a common, a gold, which is rare, then obviously rainbow being the highest tier.
Above the picture of each card has a star ranking associated with it.
Good point. Yeah, that's a good point. Because like that. So then it looks like that person has 4 card slots. Is that maybe you can get like additional card slots?
Yeah, I noticed that. Like some of the pictures have 4 card slots, some of them have 3. Maybe it's like if you're a new world, you get 4, and then like Grand Line is 3. Maybe, I don't know.
But so for example, like what I found really weird, I'm not sure if if my translation is correct on the Japanese card, But from the way that it says on that Sea Cat's Japanese card, it's like for the next 12 spaces, you get 2,500 points or something like that, which is
That's
a
like
bit.
nothing.
But like if you think about it, like it depends on how it means. Like it doesn't mean like every time you land within within the next 12 spaces, you get 2,500 points. It doesn't mean that you're guaranteed 2,500 points for every space you go within 12 spaces. Like, so in theory, that card could, if you rolled all ones and it meant like every time you landed within the next 12 spaces, you got an additional 2,500, sorry, 25,000. I said 2,500, 25,000 points. So it's actually 10 times more. But like, if you landed every time and got 25k, does that mean you'd end up walking away with like 250,000 points just from this card alone? Would that speed up the TM process? Like, potentially?
Well, that's the other thing as well, is we don't know whether you have to activate these cards before or after you spin your dial, because that actually means a lot, especially because of the ones that we've seen, the ones relating to movement.
Movement, yeah.
And I feel like it's kind of redundant to have, I'm going to have a +4 movement card activated to preemptively think, okay, I want to move really fast across this map. Let me activate +4. I'll get +4 to whatever my next roll is or whatever it is. But I feel like it would make sense to do it after you see your result to see whether or not you want to add or potentially subtract from your score.
Yep. That's
so like, that's a good point. I'm 3 spaces away from the secret chest. I hit a 4. I'm going to activate a -1 card so I can guarantee hit it.
Yeah, that's
like, I hope it's like that.
That'd be really sick. I didn't think of it like that, but that'd be really sick, actually.
Right.
Yeah, that'd be.
But we'll see.
I mean, obviously, we'll see. Like, I mean, like,
yeah.
I just don't like. There's not much to talk about here because like you can speculate to your heart's content, right? But like at the end of the day, like it's another TM update, and at this point, I feel like they just need to like nail the coffin of Treasure Map and just accept that it's never gonna be as good as they want it to be, and the reception to TM is never gonna be as positive as they desire, I suppose. But like, I just think that we need to stop updating TM. We need to go and look at Pyre Rumble, I think is the next one on the cards. If not, Kizuna needs to have an overhaul at 100%. Some point as well. Like, TM's received like what? We had like TM initiated, then there was the like addition of secret maps, which kind of isn't an update. But then the next major update was the team slots. And then you got the I guess the most recent update. What was it, sorry?
Well, like the point like the birds. That was
the bird stuff. Like, you know, getting double points in the map, secret maps. And then you had the most recent update, which kind of overhauled the whole point scaling system. And then now you have this. And it's like, I don't think Pyre Rumble has received a single update from its release. And I think Kizuna's actually received downgrades from its release, to be honest with you. So, I guess the cash cow is Treasure Map, like in terms of game modes, because people just want to finish it as fast as humanly possible. So, like, I don't know. I feel like it's a bit of a peculiar. I don't know. It just feels weird to always just keep pumping into Treasure Map every single time, and you end up getting the exact same result. People being like, I'm not having fun. But I mean, I guess these cards might really it might let you teleport around the map, maybe move faster, deduct movement, as you said, Todd, more points, maybe more rewards, double the amount of rewards you get from a chest, kind of like
it'd be cool if like system. Like a increasing chest rewards, or like if there's like a super mega card that can transform like maybe you could select the chest or multiple chests that can transform into those super secret ones or something like that. I don't know, that'd be cool.
I just hope
we'll have to wait and see, but
I just hope that this isn't the only thing they do. I hope there's more to this team update, not just these cards.
No, that's a good point. No, there's like multiple things that need to happen. I think, well, honestly, the biggest issue I feel is just people are kind of struggling like to hit those point thresholds to get the rewards.
Yeah.
For a lot of hardcore players, it's probably not the hardest thing to do, but it's just a huge time sink.
It's time.
It just takes a really long time. And I mean, judging from the gimmicks that we've been able to data mine from the upcoming treasure map, this does not look like a good treasure map.
This TM is pure toxic, like the most toxic TM, you know, in a long time. It's really just like have the boosters or F off pretty much, which is just like, Jesus Christ, we're really doing this? But alas. Alright, that's the TM side of the update, I suppose. Moving on, we have, which I think is a pretty cool one, kind of just like a niche little thing. It's a collection feature. So essentially from what we've seen is you collect legends or Sugo rares, and then they all kind of combine to form a single illustration. And that illustration is kind of based upon like certain themings. So for example, the example that they provide on the tweet is reunited in Wano Straw Hat Pirates, and it's basically every Straw Hat Pirate in Wano costume, more or less. And then you earn gems based upon those collections. So it's a pretty good thing. It's a collection system. It means there's going to be a massive influx of gems for a lot of...
It's really dumb when I saw,
plans.
I was really pissed off when I see a bunch of people say, like, oh, this is so pay to win. But it's literally just free shit.
It's free shit. It's literally free shit.
It's just free shit. How could you be mad at this? This person's going to get more gems than me. Well, they've invested more gems to get these characters. Like,
honestly,
it's just a thing you got to think of, that eventually you'll get this stuff.
The only thing that kind of sucks about it that you didn't mention, Poppy, is I believe they said that the characters only count if you have them like with 5 dupes in them, which that's kind of crazy.
At that point, yes, that would suck, because there is a thing that mentioned in the news post about
I was gonna read it.
Level 120 or level 150 or something.
So, conditions for collection. Condition 1, the legend can be from any evolution, so super evolved or not super evolved, provided that you own them in your box. Condition 2, the legends are at level 120 or level 150. You must have the character currently in your box for them to be eligible for collection. The condition that the characters must be either 120 or 150 suggests that there are multiple tiers to collect. This is Godot's wording, I suppose, as well. Shout out to Godot. Multiple tiers for collection, such as if one tier of collection feature is 120 and then the next tier would be 150. Also considering that the notice specifically mentions level 120 and level 150 instead of level limit break 3 out of 5 suggests that the characters must be leveled up to these levels to be eligible for that tier of collection. Okay. That actually, like, kind of adds a layer of complexity to things. Like, I still don't think I don't think it's a pay to win thing though. Like, I think it's just like, it's like any kind of gacha that has like missions, right? And then over time you complete the missions and then you just get the rewards. Like, unless each collection gives you like 100 gems or whatever, there's really no need for you to invest resources in these items or in these characters for you to get the collections. Because I guarantee, I would be pretty confident in saying that these collections, at most, like in a perfect world, will give you like 50 gems for the level 150 version of them. I would say that. But I don't think it's going to be that many gems, though.
The only thing that I can probably say, I feel like this is just going to happen because it's just kind of like typical Treasure Cruise. I feel like there'll be probably a pretty big discrepancy between those two rewards, which probably will trigger people.
Absolutely.
So that's probably the only thing.
I don't know. I think that people need to get their head out of their ass. This is free rewards.
It's just,
like,
people just have different perspectives on this thing. It's like, it just depends on how you view it. I mean, realistically, it's a new thing they're adding. Everyone gets access to it. You're gonna get these rewards eventually. But yeah, if they add the levels to it where characters have to be at 120 or 150, it means that not only do you have to have the characters, have the dupes invested, but potentially you may have to feed EXP materials to get them to that level for them to recognize, like, hey, you've got it at 120 now. If if you have to feed all these like turtles to it, then yeah, I'd be pretty pissed off at that because that's a lot of materials you have to use.
Yeah. Absolutely. Like, I mean, the only thing that I can, if I'm being a pessimist, you know, the only thing I can think of is that if they ever decide to create time-limited collections, that would be
that would be bad.
But I feel like that could be a thing that occurs, like a time-limited, like for example, like this current movie celebration, right? Time limit for the movie celebration includes the new Uta. Or any, let's say any Uta, 6 plus Tesoro, the upcoming 6 plus Zeph, like that kind of style of time gating where it's like you have 60
You have a month
days
to do it or whatever.
to get these characters, and they're going to give you enough time. So like they're not going to require, like, hypothetically, they're not going to say you need Zeph in a week when Zeph only just came out, right? But like,
Yeah.
it's still the idea of like they could gate these around like spoiler alert, Egghead Celebration, for example, Egghead Collection, have these characters, ready to go per se, and have it in 60 days or 30 days or whatever. Cool.
Don't
Easy.
give him ideas.
I already gave him ideas, man. I'm talking to Yoshi on the back end, right? Don't worry. I'm talking to him on the dial. And then the last thing that they mention in the English letter is that there will be more update features to enhance OPTC gameplay experience. And then I believe in the Japanese card, it does mention that there will be an update video in October. So we're halfway through October, so hopefully we get that pretty soon. That will then also relate to version 13.2 and potentially a sneak peek at 9.5 Annie. So we will go from there. Fingers crossed. But that's the version 13.2. I mean, look, at the end of the day, I'm probably more excited by the wording of enhanced OPTC gameplay experience. Hopefully that means new little quality of life things that people haven't thought of, or they're just going to implement like uniquely into the game. That kind of stuff I'm looking forward to. But it means we should be getting a maintenance at some point in October, right?
It's probably going to be nearing the end of the Kizuna Clash.
That would be like what?
Or when the Kizuna finishes.
The like 25th, probably?
Yeah, and then we'll have a new end of month batch, probably Halloween.
Yep. Okay, yeah, that makes sense to me. Cool. Awesome. 13.2. Happy days.
I mean, if we're talking about like that 13.2 and they're upgrading OPTC experiences, the number one thing that I would love to see,
go for it.
It'd be probably the hardest thing to implement, but it's like just smoothing out the gameplay experience in general, like the server connection related shit and how slow the game feels at times. For a random player to come in, like a new or a player who is just more of a casual player, with the experience of what you play with Treasure Cruise, and you compare that to other gameplay experiences, this game is very slow.
Absolutely.
And the connection issues really hamper your experience. So if they're able to fix that in some way, go a long way, I think. But
there was actually connection issues. There was connection issues today. Like there was I think it was an error 504 or whatever it is, or 502. Like I was trying to play PK and it would just say, "Oh, yep, you've lost connection to the server, taking you out of the PK menu," or some shit like that, and it was just removing me from the game. So I was like, okay, so connection issues even today, right? But like, no, I agree. I think that like the game needs a re-engineering in general. Like it needs to be not necessarily rebuilt from the ground up, but I think there needs to be some sort of solution architect that comes in to Bandai HQ and just says, like, we're going to redistribute the network engineering of the game. We're going to look at how packets are sent and how data, because like I think the hampering of the experience comes down to every little action you do has to connect to the server every time. And that's a massive problem, because a game should not need to do that for every action. Like, I get it that it needs to, and syncing the game up is very important. Actually, because that kind of aligns to, there was a massive bug that occurred recently, or like that has been occurring for a while, where, I don't know if Knight or Flame, you guys saw this, but there was some Korean Don, and he had 20 instances of his game loaded up on emulators. And essentially what you do is you load up your exact same file, like your exact same game, and then you clone all the emulators. So then you have 20 instances of of your version. You do all the multis, and then you do a multi. So basically you spend 50 gems on every account, but because it's the same account at the same time, it only spends one set of 50 gems, right? And then you transfer your data back to one device, and then all of the multis you did will just appear for 50 gems. So you could hypothetically do 20 or 30 multis with 50 gems worth of pulls.
That's
what the fuck?
Cracked.
Yeah. So and that's a sync issue. Like that's what can occur with when you play on emulator as well. Like it's very hard to do anything. Like emulator can create a lot of sync issues as well. But they ended up banning the guy, and then I believe he got his account back. So I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't know what the fuck's the point of the whole banning system. Yet there are still people that are transfer locked after 7 years or whatever. Like, yeah, I don't know what their intention is there or not. But that was a crazy, like a crazy bug, and that's what sync issues can occur. So I get why they'd want to be like connecting to the server every single action, but it hampers the whole experience. So I think that the game needs I don't even know how you approach it. Even if you might as well just actually live the meme and release OPTC 2 at this point. Like, you know, it would make
Probably
everything
costing
so
too
much
much to
easier.
do that.
Yeah, it would cut their profit
Plus,
margin
okay.
from fucking 300,000% to like 290,000% or whatever it is, man. They doing
Another thing that annoys me is, you know, you get the experience of that when you do auto power up, because every time
every character.
So with auto power up, it has to load up 5 characters at a time. So they're
Yep.
like loading, and then it will show up. And then when you feed, each individual unit that was fed into the character gives like a potential skill up, a socket, or whatever it is. So that if you feed 5 different units in auto power up to 5 different characters, it has to actually load 15 instances.
Yep, that's correct.
After you click auto power up and you accept it, it
Yep.
goes connecting, and
Yep.
it does it on 15 different pop-ups, and then you can progress. Like that, it just should not be happening.
And that's what does my head in. It's like what the way it should be designed is that it feeds everything, completes the feed, and then all at once after you've done the feed sends the data back to the server.
Exactly.
You know, like that's all it needs to do. I don't understand. And I get like the game, and everyone always makes the argument of like the game's old spaghetti code, but it's like it's not I'm sorry, it's not an excuse though. Like it's just not an excuse anymore. Like we're in the modern age. There's optimizations everywhere you go now. Like that's just not how it should work. Like hire better network engineers then. Like honestly, because that's just ridiculously designed. But we don't know what this enhanced to gameplay means. We'll have to, I guess, wait and see what ends up happening here. But you know, we'll just keep tattling on, and hopefully when we get that announcement for the maintenance, they do tease, which they generally will. They'll tease some of the stuff they're going to work on. Hopefully it's some really cool stuff. But we'll obviously touch back on that when the time comes. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Movie Celebration Collection. Celebration. Oh my god, we're celebrating One Piece films, and with that we have gotten a new Legend Uta and a new Kizaru and Fujitora dual unit.
Yay.
We certainly did.
Why? Why?
Well, it's
Why?
Uta's birthday.
It is Uta's birthday. To be fair, their announcement on Twitter was really cool. It did get people speculating a lot. I think that's that's an awesome part of how to do an announcement. I don't get why they don't just do these teasers for every legend. I don't understand, but that's just a nitpick. But they showed I want to say everyone, but like a lot of people showed Moji was the first image. Beppo was the first. It was actually Moji, which I think is hilarious. You had Marco, I believe, was the consensus there. Uta, and you also had Bato. So there was this team Legend Moji was meant to. It should have been Legend Moji in reality. That'd been fantastic. But instead we got another Uta. We might as well just jump right in there with Legend Uta. V2 Uta. Here we go. A Psy Free Spirit Shooter. Her captain ability. Boost the attack of Psy Free Spirit Shooter characters by 5.25. By 5.5 if they have a Psy or tandem slot. Boost the HP of Psy Free Spirit Shooter characters by 1.3. Makes tandem orbs beneficial for Psy Free Spirit Shooter characters. Boosts the chance of getting tandem orbs. Reduces despair duration by 10 turns and allows overheal. Her special changes the orb, including block of this character into tandem, and barriers this character's orb for 1 perfect hit. If this character is a crewmate when the special is activated, optionally swaps this unit with your captain for 5 turns. Applies a turn progressive effect for 3 turns that will apply the following: reduces on turn 1, reduces silence duration by 6 turns and boosts the attack of Psy Free Spirit and Shooter characters by 2.5x for 1 turn. On turn 2, boosts the attack of Psy Free Spirit and Shooter characters by 2.75x for 3 turns. and boosts the attack against delayed enemies by 2x for 3 turns. And on turn 3, increases boost effects of attack up and status attack buff boost buffs by 0.25. On effect removal by the enemy, boost the attack of Psy, Free Spirit, and Psy, Free Spirit, and Shooter characters by 2.75 for 1 turn. If your crew already has the turn progress effect when the special is launched, sets the chain boundary to 2.75 and 35x for 3 turns. She has a super type, and it is Luffy, bunch of the Shanks Donnies, and Gordon. And her special is optionally removes Captain Swap duration completely, reduces silence duration on this character by 6 turns, ignores debuff protection and delays all enemies for a turn, and recovers 15k HP, transforming to Super Psy. Her support is once per adventure when an enemy inflicts you with silence, reduces silence duration by 5 turns on the supported character. She has Slot Bind, Barrier Pen, and Super Tandem. Her Super Tandem at max is boost the tandem attack of Psy, Free Spirit, and Shooter characters by 2x for 1 turn, and makes colored orbs beneficial for all characters. Go in the Rumble, I suppose, as well. Go the full pelt. Her Rumble ability applies level 6 attack up and HP up buff to Shooter characters. For the first 40 seconds, applies level 3 CT speed, a special CT up buff to crew members. And her special at 20 CT applies level 7 attack and speed up buff to crew in a large radial range for 20 seconds. Reduces 20% of special CT to Shooter characters. If this character has half stats, applies level 10 attack up buff to Shooter character for 20 seconds. If this character has half stats, 100% chance to grant haste to Shooter characters. Her GP skill, level 4 attack and HP up buff to Shooter. Level 2 CT up buff to Shooter. Applies level 4 attack, speed, and guard up buff to Psy and Int. And her burst, 2 uses, which is after 40 seconds. Applies level 5 shield up buff to shooters for 30 seconds. Applies 100% chance to inflict half stats to all enemies for 30 seconds. For the first 50 seconds, applies level 5 attack, speed, defense up buff to crew members for 30 seconds. And for the first 50 seconds, restores 50% HP of the crew members. And for the first 50 seconds, reduces 40% of special CT to crew members. A mouthful of a character, to say the least.
Indeed.
Yeah, she does a lot.
I want to point out, I believe the special is not that it's worded incorrectly, but it's kind of typed up incorrectly on the database. I'm fairly certain that her silence procs every turn of her.
I was about to say that.
Yeah,
it does.
So like that's
Every
when we reread that, I think I was in the Stump with a few of the Stump boys, and fuck Stump, by the way. Just make sure we get that out there. That's broken as fuck. Like, that's very, very good. You know, the fact that you get 3 consistent turns in a row of 6 turns of special, of silence reduction is kind of bonkers. How we feeling about this unit?
And she's also got Despair Removal as in the captain, which I like.
Mm-hmm.
Her captain ability is like kind of boring, which
I
wish it did a little bit more. Pretty basic, nothing too crazy. Overhealing is interesting. And then, she's basically like V2 Uta, which is, I mean, she is V2 Uta, but she does something similar. The turn progress activated effect, where you just get, progressively better buffs as you move along each turn.
Yep.
And the fact that if the enemy removes your buff while it's still active, you at least still get an attack boost out of it, which is kind of cool.
100%.
And that if you use the special while you already have a turn progress effect activated, you still get a beneficial effect. In this case, with V2 Uta, you get a chain boundary for 3 turns.
Yep.
So it means you could actually run a hybrid of like 6+ shooter Super Sugo Uta with this Uta, because they're both shooters. And you could actually apply 2 different turn progress effects depending on the situation. So I kind of like that. There's a bit of synergy there. And the fact that she does have a super type, it's a super type, and it does a guaranteed delay through everything is pretty insane for a monthly regular release character to have access to that.
It's really good because she also has the shenanigans of becoming your captain. So I can see there being a lot of potential play where you can like get the delay buff and then swap her into captain. Have her as captain, get the delay buff, pop the super special, get the guaranteed delay, remove science duration or, whatever in the heal, and then remove her as the captain, and then bring somebody else in the captain role, then you could hypothetically pop, let's say, Sanji. He gets into the captain, pops his super class, removes himself from the captain. Like, these captain swapping units are becoming like really interesting in the way that you can get a lot more out of like a team now. You're not forced to be like, I can only have this captain as a character. But now that we have these additional mechanics of swapping in, getting the super type, super class, swapping back out, provides a whole new perspective on team building, which definitely goes to show when it comes to Kizuna. Like, I didn't list Kizuna down on this card, but like, I mean, our team did pretty well. Like, our alliance did quite well in the race Kizuna, and we were binking out like potentially 300 billion damage, and that wasn't even the upper echelon of teams. There were definitely teams that were doing 1 trillion damage again, which is just obscene. But it's all thanks to like these new perspectives on how these characters work. It's it provides a lot. I mean, like, I agree. Captain ability is kind of boring, straightforward though. But I mean, like, it does align to our good friend Gear 5. He's getting a lot of love. A lot of characters are really supporting him in his endeavors. I mean, because he's an orb booster for the most part, at least at the bare minimum. And Uta provides the attack boost. Yeah. Is he the attack booster or he's an orb booster? I don't know. See, at that point, I don't know. 6+, let's say.
So the 6+, I think initial launch is attack, but if you've already got one, you can get an orb boost instead. And then you got the 6-star one, which is affinity, but can be orb boost. Can be orb as well. Yeah. But either way, this can synergize well with both Gear 5s. The only real issue is that it's actually... Oh no, it is listed correctly here. The super type, you do need 2 of her characters listed.
Oh,
so
that's
if you're going to use Gear 5, that counts as one. But then you need one other character. The best way to do it is Usopp and Yasop, because Usopp counts for Gear 5, Yasop counts for Uta. But that's annoying because Uta's a delayed conditional, so
you just double up on the same conditional. Yeah,
it makes it kind of annoying. But yeah, it's interesting. It's cool. It just if you're running that kind of scenario, team building could be a bit of an issue. But the cool thing is you can just have this character as a sub and get really cool things out of it, and then she can become the captain. You get her super type if you're able to build a team around that to then get a delayed conditional, and then also put her back to the sub, so you can put whatever captain you want back to the top. So it's cool. She's a really well designed unit, I think.
Tandem's tandem. Like,
her tandem sucks.
Yeah, tandem is tandem. It's nothing too exciting or special, but it kind of exists. 2x boost.
One thing that I actually do like about her tandem is that the condition does not change throughout the whole way through. It's only the
you're right, boost. Actually, yeah. It's any two of the following throughout the, so you just get a high number. Like, that's, I mean, the number does like scale up pretty, I mean, from 1.2 to 2x. Like, it's a big jump, but like irrespective, like, you're guaranteeing yourself a 1.2x tandem, like, regardless from level 1 onwards. That's pretty good, actually.
Because sometimes the conditions that change along the way, like the early conditions for some of these super tandems are so bad.
Nami's fucked. Nami's so shit at like 1 and 2. Like, man. It's so hard to get to, and then like, was it during the recent Kizuna, I fed one gold tablet to her to get to level 4, because that makes her condition like easy to access now. But like the different, like, aside from the number alone, like the damage increase, the difference between level 3 and level 4 Nami is like leaps and bounds different. Like, it's crazy the difference there. So I mean, it's very good that her condition just stays consistent, which like can be good, but also could be annoying depending on like if they made a condition that was like 3 units required, but it stayed like 3 units from level 1 to level 5. But ideally, that just wouldn't occur, I suppose. What about her rumble? I know you pulled her, if I remember correctly.
I did.
How do you find the rumble?
Oh, she's really good in rumble.
Right,
I'm a big fan.
Yeah.
So shooters mainly, the best way to build shooters right now is to run like the mono Psy-Quick characters.
Yep.
With V2 Cruzan, because he's a beast.
He's so good.
Tandem Ace is still amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Chopper is a good option still. A lot of people are still opting to use Beckman Lucky Roo. I don't like them that much, but while their rumble ability is good, I think it's like 8 attack and like 5 defense or something stupid like that.
Yeah.
But like Beckman Lucky Roo and a lot of the shooters, really, they don't have good offensive abilities. They're very good at utility. They've got decent bulk, but their damage is really lacking. Whereas
Right.
the release of Kizaru and Fujitora, which we'll talk about soon, they're actually a
Mhm.
pretty good addition for shooters in terms of damage. But
Mhm.
the issue is that there are so many good shooter rumble characters that are freaking Kizaru, and you
Yeah.
can't stack them all
True.
together. And
True.
what I will
True.
say is that the Rumble Kizaru that recently got level limit break and expansion, I use posters on mine, and holy crap, he is
Broken.
so good.
Yeah.
Oh,
Right.
he's amazing. Because shooters like damage, and they just gave him more multipliers, and he hits more characters. His rumble ability gives huge amounts of attack.
Mhm.
Shooters can get up to 50 attack very easily,
Jesus
but it's
Christ.
just the fact that they don't have very high multipliers on their
Right.
specials.
Right.
So characters like Kuzan, which can do that guaranteed fixed damage, Ace doing huge damage with defense down. But then you got Kizaru and Fujitora, this new legend. They do health cuts,
Yep.
which is big.
Huge.
But Uta's such a nice character because she gives some special CT increase, which can help you with the loss of legend Kizaru on your shooter team.
Mhm.
And her special also does special CT increase for your crew, allowing you to launch your specials faster. And her CT is really low too, like 20-second CT, and she does attack and speed increase. And then if for some reason Uta is inflicted with half stats, you get another level 10 attack up. So her special by herself can potentially give all your shooters level 17 attack with one special.
And then also haste.
And then haste, right?
Yeah.
Like it's kind of crazy.
It's
We'll
actually
say though
really,
that
it's really well designed.
the 20% CT increase, it's actually not as big as you think. It's a
Yeah.
pretty minor increase.
Yeah, absolutely.
But the fact that this will launch so many times throughout a run, it's solid.
Is it-
I'm a big fan.
Is it like 20% of the total or 20% of what you like?
It's
What the
20%
character?
of it, it's basically 20% of the 100%. So it's
Okay.
a flat rate each time.
All right. So if
Yeah.
the character was at 80% and then you popped the special pop, they would get their the unit would get their special.
Correct.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on GP? I doubt you used her because GP
I
is
used her on
now.
day one.
Okay, how did that go?
She was actually pretty good. I didn't mind it at all. The only real issue is that her GP burst only gives the shield to shooter characters.
Yeah.
So you only get that buff there, but the rest of her special is for all characters, irrespective of their class or color.
Mhm.
And I like that you can use her in different ways. So all the time, she'll always give half stats, but then if you use it in the first 50 seconds, you give buffs to your crew. But if you use it in the last 50 seconds, you get health recovery and huge special CT decrease. So I think the best way to use it is to like use a bunch of specials, and then when it's like 50 seconds or less, use your burst so that you can inflict half stats either like before you use your specials or something like that. Or like if your character's around 50-60% charged, use her special, half stat everyone. Everyone has their specials ready to go, and you just go ahead and destroy them. So that's probably the best way to use it. Or you could use it in a defensive manner. If you see your opponent's going to use a bunch of specials against you, you can halve their stats so they don't do as much damage against you. So there's multiple different ways to use it. So you really actually have to think about when you want to activate it.
Yeah.
And the fact that you can use it really good defensively, especially with shooters, because you get a shield on top of it too. But she only gives
Interesting.
buffs for her GP to shooters, Psy, and Int. And the Psy and Int don't receive amazing buffs, but the fact that a lot of the good shooters are Psy, and they get like the double stack,
Yeah,
it's pretty strong.
kind of works
Yeah.
out. Interesting. All
Yeah,
right,
the Psy shooters are strong.
Peanut Boys, any thoughts?
Interesting concept. I did some pulls for Uta with some of the gems I had. I got I didn't really get much. I just pulled like a bunch of dupes and shit of stuff that I had. But yeah, I mean, I'm not sure. Like, were you guys super keen about getting like another Uta like
No.
this early?
No,
No?
not at all. I was pretty not okay. Pissed off is the wrong strength of word, but you know what I mean. Like, I feel like Movie Legend, it's an opportunity to release something unique. Like, the idea of like Bullet and Tesoro and Zeph and Shiki are all incredible releases. Like, it would have been dope to get something like different in the Uta world. I don't know what you would have done. Like, it could have even been like, I don't know, a Legend Kobe. That would have been fucking sick or something like that, like, from Film Red or whatever it is. But like, it just feels weird that it's Uta, And obviously Uta sells, naturally speaking. It's Uta. Everyone loves Uta, right?
Very
But, like,
popular character.
but it's just a bit like, you could have done something pretty cool here that just, I feel like we missed out on an opportunity. I think Kizaru and Fuji's release, on the other hand, that's pretty sick,
Mhm.
to say the least. And I think it's a
Yeah.
cool idea to do that, but I don't know. Uta just felt a bit odd.
Yeah, I mean, overall, I do like the celebration because we finally got 6+ Tesoro. Which
Yeah, hell yeah.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Hopefully they push some of the other ones that haven't got it
They
yet.
are. They are, as a matter
Um,
of fact. Zeph will be the next 6+. Zephy.
Ooh,
So it's pretty
finally.
cool. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I don't know. I think it could have been a different character, without a doubt.
Yeah.
Knight, anything from you?
Yeah, I
Any
was
thoughts?
just curious on the special. It says
Mhm.
barrier the character's orb. What is that? Is that like something
It's
new?
it's been also known as like
Or
that
is it the
slot.
perfect?
It's
Oh,
the
the perfect
slot
lock.
change impossible thing, where it's like it basically locks your orb and you can only get rid of that orb. It's a more complicated orb block where it's based upon what you tap. So like, for example, like she gives herself a tandem orb, and obviously that tandem orb is matching, and then her having the tandem orb gives her 5.5x boost. But then if you hit a perfect, it gets rid of the orb. It gets rid of the lock. But so for example, if you don't hit, it's like, I don't know if you remember Capone Crew.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's basically the buff that they gave, where they gave you a full board of orbs,
Oh.
and then they locked your orbs behind. What was that? Great, I think it was. I think for the Capone Crew.
No, the Capone crew is still perfect.
Oh, perfect as
Yeah.
well, yeah. And then basically you just have
Yeah.
a full board of orbs, and you wouldn't be able. And if you just kept hitting greats for the quest, for example, if you that's how you wanted to play it, you just have a full board of slots for the entire quest. Bar anything. So yeah.
It's like Kizuna Perispero, he did it, but like he had to hit greats, so you could actually keep hitting perfects and just
Yeah,
keep these
that's
orbs
sick.
forever.
Yeah,
And it's
absolutely.
really
that's
cool
sick.
because they literally cannot be changed by anything. Those
Yeah.
slots, whatever is in those slot barriers, are kept forever unless if
Mhm.
I think if the enemy removes your beneficial effects, those do get removed.
It's weird how that's because
Yeah.
that's like a chain lock where like it's
Yeah.
it's technically a beneficial effect, but it's not really like the same thing. If the
Like
enemy
if the
did it, to you, it's
it's
bad.
it's actually strange though because like if you activate like versus Kaido special, which removes your beneficial effects, that actually does remove those orb slot change impossible things. But if the enemy inflicts one to you, it doesn't remove it. So it's weird. It's so weird.
Yeah,
I don't get it. It's the same
I don't get
thing.
it.
Yeah.
All right, out of 10, what are you vibing?
Ooh. I think she's like a mid to high 8 in my
I was gonna say
opinion.
8.5. I think she's a solid legend. I don't think it's a must pull. I think it's a regular batch legend at the end of the day. So like,
Right.
it's pretty sick. If you get it from a ticket, if you get it from a
Yeah,
freaking
and the
ticket, it's a
fact that
dub.
the fact that her super tandem doesn't like it's not like the best super tandem ever probably devalues pulling a lot of dupes of this character overall.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I think 8.5 is a good number.
I think 8.5.
I go with 8.
Yep.
8.55.
8.5. Ooh, a little higher. There you go.
Yeah.
Right. Moving to the counterpart of the movie celebration, we have Kizaru and Fujitora dual unit. Now, this one, I was actually a bit more excited for. Not because I like Kizaru Fujitora, I just think it's cool to do something a little different, especially with
Yeah.
the whole idea of film celebration stuff.
Very strange unit.
They're a slasher shooter, Psi Int, and their dual captain ability. I'll just read that one out. Reduces the cooldown of all special cooldown of all characters by turn at the start of the fight. It boosts Psi and Int. Psi Int slash and shooter by 5.25. By 5.5, if they have a Psi Int or tandem slot. Boost the HP of Psi Int slasher and shooter by 1.3. Boost the chance of getting tandem orbs. Makes Psi Int and tandem beneficial for Psi Int slasher and shooter characters. Makes crew immune to blow away. If your crew has 3 or more slasher characters, deals 10% of the enemy's current HP in damage to all enemies at the end of the turn. If your crew has 3 or more shooter characters, adds 0.2x to the chain multiplier. They have a super swap, so at max changes the orb of this character and adjacent characters into tandem and reduces enemies' slasher and shooter resistance by 30% for 1 turn. That's at 6 swaps. They're special. Deals 10 hits of 50x character attack and toughness damage to random enemies. Boost crit hit rate of slasher and shooter characters by 30% for 1 turn. Boost crit hit damage of slasher and shooter characters by up to 75% for 1 turn. Deals 10% of enemies' current HP in damage to all enemies at the end of the turn for 3 turns. and becomes Kizaru and Fuji for 3 turns. If your captain is a slash or shooter character, increases chain tap timing bonus of slash and shooter characters by 0.0 to 0.7 for 1 turn, depending on the tap timing. So 0.0, 0.1, or 0.7 for a perfect. They have crit, barrier pen, and final tap. Their final tap changes the orb of this character, including block in tandem, and adds 4.0 to the chain multiplier. Their rumble ability at level 5 applies level 5 attack, defense, and crit up buff to shooters. For the first 3 times this character takes damage, applies level 2 attack up buff to self. And their level 10 special at 34 CT, 35% HP cut to all enemies in a large radial range. When there are 5 or more shooter characters remaining, applies level 5 attack and special CT buff to self for 20 seconds, deals 2x in damage to 3 enemies with the highest speed 2 times. They have a GP skill at level 5. Their leader skill applies level 4 attack, HP, and speed up buff to shooter slashers. Applies level 4 attack and speed up buff to int. Applies level 2 CT up buff to int. Their GP burst is after dealing 20k damage. They can use it 2 times. Removes 80% of special CT to 2 enemies with the highest special CT. Deals 5k fixed damage 2 times. Deals 5k fixed damage to 2 enemies with the highest HP. New buff.
Yeah, the GP ain't great.
Yeah, the GP kind of ass. But new buff. New crit attack up buff. Todd, do you want to break down how it works if you're aware?
Right, so I was about to post this in our little chat here. So shout out to Chowzu, who actually did some testing on his own accord. So this image shows the same team in 2 different instances using the crit buff in 2 different times. So you've got when they do use the crit buff, this team did 2.7 billion damage. Without it, 1.6 billion. That's a pretty big jump, and it's the exact same team, exact same scenario, just no crit buff. So I think that's a little crazy. And again, like, we haven't seen the more optimal way that this crit rate increase and crit damage increase is going to work, because in my opinion, I want to see how it's going to work with Gear 5 Luffy, and how that would work with him, because Gear 5 Luffy has crit, and if you can get his rush and everything with him, and you get this crit buff on top of it, it has some pretty big potential there. But I don't know how, I don't know if it's, at the end of the day, in a Super Boss Kizuna, whether using Fuji and Kizaru on your Gear 5 team, is that actually going to be optimal, or is it just better to use something else for a different buff? It's going to be hard to say.
Okay, so the way that I interpret the buff, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, is they give a flat crit rate increase chance to land the crit, first of all. So by 30%. So let's say if a character has a 70% chance to crit, they now have an 100% chance to crit. They increase, essentially, it's like a 1.75x damage boost to characters that have crit as a potential ability. Is that correct to say, or is it different?
I don't actually know. That's to be honest.
That's what I've interpreted it as, because the icon that appears like a little attack, it's an attack buff, similar to like as at least in theory, the way that I see it is that it's similar to the percent damage reduction attack buff that Yamato can give you, where you get a 0.8. Where you get a 0.8.
Oh, the damage reduction attack boost.
Yeah.
I don't think it's that simple. And the reason why I say that is because critical hits don't work for the whole tap. It's only so every time you tap with a character, so each combo hit counts as like each increment of damage.
Right.
But critical hit only focuses on the final combo hit of your tap.
Yeah.
So the other combo hits that the character performs aren't affected by crit at all, because crit activates when you tap perfect. So it's that final part of your attack that gives you the crit bonus. So it means that whole character's attack isn't affected by this crit bonus. So yes, it does increase damage, but to actually calculate how much it does give you, I think it's actually pretty difficult to figure it out. I'm not 100% sure.
Like doing the math, like just quick math, like the team that did 2.7 versus the team that did 1.6, it's a 1.1 billion damage difference. If you were to
Yep.
take 75% of the 1.6 billion damage, it'd be 1.2 billion. So a little higher than the 1.1. So like it's
okay.
it's roughly a 1.75x attack boost for characters that do crit. It's still my headcanon, but I feel like that also doesn't make sense because if it's just so weirdly worded. Crit
I have
hit
a
damage.
really interesting question.
Go for it.
Does Rush Sugo special make every tap crit?
We talked about this. It was the first. No, it does. Every tap in the Rush Sugo special can crit, I believe. I think Rizzy was talking to us about this because
Oh my god.
I believe, take that with a grain of salt, because I remember
If that's true, that's cracked.
Yeah, because I remember him mentioning that there was variance in damage depending on if the Luffy crit during the rush, if that makes sense. I believe it was
because Luffy's crit is not guaranteed.
Yeah, I think Luffy's crit's not guaranteed. I think that if every rush tap crits, like every rush tap has the chance to crit, I believe. I'll just quickly, I mean, Rizzy might be online. I might tag him and see. Was it that every rush tap can crit? Remind me. While I'm finding that out, like, it's a peculiarly worded buff though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just like the crit hit rate increased by 30% makes sense. No stress, right? But it's also interesting because that increases the crit hit rate of obviously slashers and shooters, but then the crit hit damage of slashers and shooters by 75% for one turn. Like, then the other questions that come into my mind are, is it 75% increase of their crit hit? So for example, if a character does a 10% crit, does it increase that crit by 75%?
Oh, I see.
Then they do 18%? Like,
I think it's flat.
That's what I'm thinking as well. Because then that's fucking bonkers.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
You know, that's bonkers as hell. Because
Yeah.
then if a character does 10% and then it's a flat 75% increase, then what? It goes to 85%? Like, is it... I'm very... The wording is a bit off. Like, I mean, the difference in the team is... It's a good experiment, but I want to know more about... Is the buff... Because in my head, the way that me and another person called Porky kind of interpreted it as was... It's a 1.75x attack boost. Like, just as layman's terms, pretty much. But only for characters that have crit and then obviously a slash and shooter. The same way that the PDR buff works, where depending on the damage reduction you apply to the crew, is the attack up buff that you end up getting, if that makes sense. That was kind of our interpretation of it. But again, that also could be incorrect as well. So I don't know. But for the most part, it's a massive it's almost a flat double damage, which is just like kind of bonkers. And you're 100% right. Like, I think we're at the point now with units where we have too many buffs, if that makes sense. If that's even crazy to say, where
you can't
have
fit
to
them all
pick
in.
and choose. Yeah, you have to pick and choose, right? And I mean, that's a good thing for the game. It adds creativity, like a lot more creativity. But then it's just now the hard part is deciding, like, who would you drop in a Gear 5 team to put these guys on just for the opportunity of like a crit. But then again, like, Gear 5 wouldn't even benefit. No, he would benefit from it because of his, he makes all buffs rainbow. So like,
correct.
It's like, I don't know. There's a lot there. There's a lot there to do with this unit. I think it's a really cool buff. Like, it's an awesome idea for a buff as well. And I hope that this just expands now to more classes and potentially colors even would be really cool if it expanded to colors as well. But yeah, I think it's a really cool buff. I don't think this makes the legend like super duper incredible, but I think that
I don't think this
buff
is
always good.
I don't think this character is actually like that great, to be honest.
I think
the
everything
captain
else
ability is
about
like
yeah.
whatever.
Yep.
Like the immune to blow away, that's obviously been very useful in the PKA, and I wish I
Yep.
had him just because of that. And then he does remove blindness as a sub. That's kind of
Mhm.
cool. Understated. The swap effect is actually pretty good, very similar to Usopp Yasop. And then
Mhm.
like the special actually doesn't do that much. It's just like
No.
damage, the crit buff, and then end of turn damage, and then tap timing addition stuff.
I just think it's
like-
it's very weird how they have the end of turn damage in there. I mean, obviously it's an HP cut in their captain ability.
Yeah.
But then they also have end of turn damage in their special. Like it's a bit.
Yeah.
It doesn't make much sense to do both of that. I don't know. I just think it's a
yeah.
bit redundant. I agree. Rumble you were mentioning. I mean, it's a very solid. I mean, final tap's trash. Move on. It's not trash. So I shouldn't say like it's
The final tap is not terrible. It's okay.
it's like Roger Whitebeard style, right? I
Yep,
believe that was
pretty
how it worked.
Yeah.
Okay, I've received semi confirmation that every rush tap can crit. So there you go.
Oh, that's so good.
Yeah. So there you go. So, if that's the case, I think there's probably an argument on a Gear 5 team to be bringing Fuji and Kizaru if you have them, I suppose. Their Rumble kit's pretty cool. I agree with you. I feel like having these guys on the team really adds a lot, but then like you said, Kizaru is a very hard unit to replace.
Yeah, you
very
lose
challenging
Kizaru,
to-
and then
yeah.
also this unit is a dual unit, so they don't get the
Yeah.
Psy quick beneficial stuff.
Yeah, that's a good point. GP is, like you said, whatever.
Yeah.
That's about it. Blitz through that one. At the end of the day, look, another buff is good. I like unique buffs. I love this. Obviously, their swap is fantastic. Slasher and shooter 30% is really good. It's a lot more.
Yep.
It's like literally a 1.3x attack boost, pretty much, which is awesome. But yeah, I think it's just a solid character. Flame Knight. Anything to add? Anything to ask?
Do you think they'll make more characters for different classes with the similar crit rate boost?
I
Or
would
do you think
hope
it'll be
so.
like a one and done,
Nah,
and then they just do like other gimmicks.
Well, you know what I
later?
would like? I would like a character to be released in the future that has that effect implemented in their captain ability.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that'd be
cool.
sick.
That would
What
be
a-
nice.
I mean, like, have we gotten another unit that can do the % damage reduction attack boost?
Yeah, Barto Cavendish, we were able to do it.
That's a good point. Okay, so in that case, we should get this. We should get more in the future, but I think that.
Zephyr 6+.
Oh,
Potentially.
actually, facts though. You never know. Maybe for quick units,
Potentially.
that'd be pretty sick. I hope that they do expand it then further for colors as well as not just classes.
Yeah,
too.
that'd be cool.
Yeah. All right. Anything else? Let's go to the score.
Yeah, I'd probably give them. I think they're in the 7s for me. I'd probably give them like a 7.7.
Yeah, I'll give him a flat 8. I think like there will be a Kazuna where we like not having this unit's gonna be like, I could have done like 700 billion damage or some shit. But like it's not the end of the world, right? So yeah, I think a solid 7. A solid 8. I think they're a solid legend. If you get them, like thumbs up. You probably will use them, but they're not like, oh my god, Pog made it defining.
True.
I'd probably give him an 8 just for uniqueness factor.
Yep.
It's always nice bringing new
Mhm.
effects into the game.
Absolutely.
Hopefully that's a pivoting point for them to do it more often.
Absolutely. Knight, round us out.
Yeah, I'll give it a 7.5.
There we go. Happy days. All right, moving into more film-related items. I don't know if we want to read the full thing because it is a 6+, but Guild Tesoro got a 6+, and oh my god, I'm
Big
so
Daddy.
happy. His art is so good. What the fuck?
Oh, his sprite's really good too.
The whole unit is incredible. Like, I mean, and the kit of the character ain't that bad. He's a 3x belly captain, 5.25. It has the same shenanigans of hitting greats in a row. If you hit perfects, your attack goes down. increases chain lock by a turn in the captain ability. And if you have all the classes, you reduce silence and special cooldown by 5 turns, which is like pretty freaking good. But again, hard to build for, you know. But that hasn't stopped anyone. Gear 5 is still running rampant with plenty of teams, so happy days.
Yeah, because I've done testing with him already, and I found that using his captain ability to build one of every class, it's the same level of difficulty as building a Gear 5 team.
Absolutely.
To be honest. Yeah.
You're absolutely right. Yeah.
Especially if you got an established account.
And to be fair, like he already covers 2 classes. So you just have to kind of fill 6 more classes as well. So, and a hybrid captain, like, you can really cook with this guy. This is all at level limit break, by the way, like these things were rattling off. Changes orbs into rainbow, which is kind of nuts. Or if this character's orb is G or block or rainbow. Sorry, never mind. I'm stupid. When it has any of those orbs, he increases the base attack by 500, 500k fixed damage to all enemies. Changes orbs, including block of the top and bottom row into matching. Sorry, barriers top and bottom row. That's the Okay, cool. I'm glad I just said. Is that the? You're like, yep, cool. All right, we're on the same wavelength there. 3-turn chain multiplier. Yeah, 3.75. Still really strong though, and he increases the duration of it in his captain ability. If during that turn you score 3 greats, he then increases the
Yeah, he's really interesting with that.
So if you hit 3 greats, increases or decreases boost effects of chain lock and chain boundary buffs to 4.25 in the following turn. What does that mean?
I don't know if it means decreases, but
I don't know
pretty
why
sure
the
what
word
it means
decreases is there. But
if you have a chain boundary that's like 2.75 to 30 or something, when you go into the next room, it becomes 4.25 to 30.
So would that mean
that's how it works? If
you had a chain lock at 4.5, it would go down to 4.25? That'd be kind of funky.
Probably.
That'd be very funky. Yeah. I don't know about that one. That seems a bit weird. I guess, like, there are situations where you require a certain chain boundary, like between two numbers. So maybe you could get
finicky.
The
4.25 is like the biggest chain lock you can get in the game. So I don't know about that.
You're right. He got given a super type, which is just like
do it.
They can do it. It's so sick. Go back and give all the other 6+ super types.
It actually frustrates me when I read that because I'm like, that's so cool that he's getting it, but at the same time, there's been so many super evos that would have loved to have had a super type.
It just does my head in so many times that like. So they hire some intern. And he writes some code. He's like, I did this, by the way. And they're like, you can fucking do that? Like the guy that did 6+ for dual units was probably like fucking accoladed or shot in the head. I don't know, one of the two. Bandai's a weird company. And the same thing with this guy. Like it really annoys me because like I hope, but I doubt it, that they would go back and give units super types. But I doubt that'll be the case.
Yeah,
but
doubt.
His super type is your crew must consist of all of the following. So fighter, slasher, shooter, free spirit, cerebral, powerhouse. So I think that's a 6 out of the 8. So driven and striker is in there, funnily enough. Which is kind of funky. Striker. He's driven striker. He changes the orbs of top and bottom row into rainbow. Boost base attack of all characters by 800 for a turn, and increases the duration of any base attack boost by 1 turn, including effects activated in the same ability, and it transforms into super quick. So not bad, not incredible, not bad, but I mean,
it's not a game-changing super type, but it's kind of like
super type is super type. Yeah. It's huge, like it's massive for a unit.
At the end of the day, you can use his super type, get the rainbow slots, then use his special, put the rainbow slots in a slot change impossible, so you can keep them. So.
Perfect. Support hasn't changed, I don't think. 3x chain multiplier for a turn, which is still good, still incredible. His rumble though did change a little bit.
I don't think it changed much. It changed a little bit. So his rumble ability now gives level 3 recovery up. When HP is above 50%, applies level 3 defense, level 3 recovery. Beforehand, he had no recovery.
And it was
so I don't know why he has recovery. Does he heal? Does he heal with his action order? Yeah, he does. Okay, I guess that makes sense.
Self heal.
So he'll heal a little bit more, and then his
Yep.
special, I believe, gives level 8 defense instead of level 7. But everything else is the same, I believe.
Yep, that makes sense
So-
to me. The fixed damage
not-
from
not big
2k
changes.
to 3.5k. That's the level limit break, right? That's not the
Yeah,
6+.
that is the
Yeah,
level
okay.
limit break.
Okay, cool.
Like Tesoro was already really good in Rumble, so he
He's
didn't
just
really need
even
that
better.
much of a change.
Like he's just
Yeah.
better. You know what I mean? Like there's just
and then
high number.
and with Super Evolution, he gets better stats too. So
exactly
it's
right.
just-
You know.
better numbers. Yep.
I is this the Super Evolution of the year? Probably not.
Oh geez, no, Cat Dog still exists.
Exactly right. But like, is this the
Yeah.
worst one? Definitely not. Is
No,
this a
this is,
solid
like,
Super Evolution? Like,
This
Two
is top
thumbs up.
5 of the year.
yeah, this is like 2 thumbs up. Like, this is happy days. He is character 4000, ID 4000 as well. Little
yeah,
trivia
the
for you.
4,000th unit. That
And
is
he's gold
wild.
as well.
cool.
Makes sense. No, I'm happy. I think this is awesome, and I think Flame. You
Yeah.
mentioned the very a little earlier on, like about time we've super evolved move units. Like they've needed it for a fucking while. So
Yeah.
it's good.
I don't know if it's just me misremembering. Is he the
Mhm.
first unit that got a 6+ evolution that introduced a super type?
Yes.
Yes, first one.
That's pretty exciting.
That's
They definitely
game-changing,
do that more
right?
often.
But I don't think there are any other super evolutions that don't have super types except Shanks.
Gemma.
Yeah.
Gemma was a super type unit that super evolved. Is that what you mean, or
No, sorry. As in, like, there are no. Oh, sorry, I worded that really poorly. There are no units left that don't. Sorry, no 6-star
Oh.
units that don't have a super type currently. I believe.
I see what you mean.
I think only V2 Shanks might be the only one off the top of the head. Let me check.
Log.
Is Bonnie
Yeah.
a super type
Uh,
unit? No, Int Bonnie.
Bonnie is.
Yeah,
Bonnie is, I believe.
yeah, she is.
Shanks.
She-
Shanks is the only unit that. Why isn't Shanks super evolved? I guess Zeph.
Yeah.
Zeph.
Yeah, I was
Zeph
about to say
counts.
that. What the fuck?
I would have assumed they would have they might have done Shanks into a film red, but no, he's not there yet. Zeph. Oh no, there's
Egghead.
plenty, I suppose. Zeph, Kaido, V3 Kuzan. Osomas has one. No, he doesn't have one.
He doesn't yet.
He does. Yeah,
No, he
okay.
doesn't.
1-0 Law doesn't have one. V3 Ray doesn't have. Okay, there's still plenty. Sorry, I guess I
There's a
was thinking
handful.
more like. Yeah, okay. There's still a lot. So hopefully, like, bro, imagine 1-0 Law with a fucking super type or some shit. Like that might.
man.
That
Nah,
might
Nah,
go
this
crazy.
is where I'd get kind of irritated. Like they dropped Tesoro, but if they drop Zephyr, he don't got a super type. I'll be kind of heated.
Dude, I'm gonna be fucking fuming if
I'm
Zephyr doesn't get one.
gonna keep it a stack with you. He won't. You know why he won't? Because he's a free to play. Technically, he's a free to play 6+. Because he's part of Pirate Rumble. Pirate Rumble, they give you 2 copies
Oh
of
my
the unit.
God.
So technically speaking, like this Tesoro was technically free to play because you had to get his skulls. I mean, you got the skulls for free, but there was no free copies of the unit, right? Because the skulls were acquired through Grand Party, which, I mean, it's a decent way to do it, and it speeds up 6+s because you can technically pump out 2 per month at that rate.
Alright, well, if they're
But-
gonna do that, go ahead and give 6+ Halloween Ace a fucking super type 10.
That's what I'm saying, but
Yeah.
like,
Nah, if
I doubt
Zephyr
Zeph
doesn't
will.
get a super class or a super type, Bandai needs to suck my balls, bro. That's
Hey yo,
I'll be
Let's-
so mad if
let's
Zephyr doesn't get
go.
it.
I'm down. What?
Zephyr needs
Um,
more of a buff than what Tesoro did, but even before the super evolutions.
I think Zeph would probably get what? I think he gets super class shooter. I reckon that'd be kind of lit.
It'd have to be, yeah.
Super class shooter would be kind of tight. I reckon that'd be dope as hell.
I hope so, but you're right. There's a chance that he might not.
I don't think so. I think because he's technically free to play. I mean, I know that he's not, but technically speaking, he is because you get the units
Yeah.
for free. Like, I think
Yeah.
they're gonna be like, all right, here you go, thumbs up. He gets his more number, yay! That's
We
it.
shall see.
Hopefully not though. I would love for him to become like a speed farming captain or some shit. Like pair up with Hody, or I don't know, do some crazy shenanigans. Like that'd be really cool.
Hmm.
That's Tesoro. Shiki. I don't know if we want to talk about Shiki. Don't really care. Pyrum Shiki came out. He's alright. He does some
He's
stuff.
basically anti-slasher.
Yeah, he hates slashes, even though his legs are made of swords.
I mean,
Ironic.
Just this special 40% health cut to all enemies and a large radial range, and then deals 2 times his attack and damage, ignoring defense to slashes.
Just, fuck you, slashes. Yeah, fuck you, bud.
40% health cut, and then that to slashes is like, yeah, he instantly KO slashes. He's
The
crazy.
first 3 times this character lands a half stats, inflicts level 4 attack speed and debuff to all enemies.
Yeah, he's kind of weird.
Where does he apply half stats?
Oh no, I think it's if he's inflicted with it.
Oh, why the fuck would they word it as this character lands a half stats?
Yeah, it's fucking weird.
Stupid company, man. I swear
And he
to
also
God.
resists action bind and 30% damage reduction from Sai, so he's very good against V2 Uta.
Jesus Christ. All right, bet Shiki really out there doing God's work. That's them, I suppose. Before we get into, big Magumbos and big Jabungos, we have 4 new ships.
We
4
do.
new ships. Like, what the fuck?
Unprecedented.
There was no need for them to release all these ships, but they did do that. And I'm not complaining. So we have Shiki's Island ship. We have the White Tiger, which is the Neo Marine ship. We have the Catapult, which is Bullet Submarine, and the Grand Tesoro. Right now, 2 of the ships are in the game. So
Confirmed.
Confirmed,
Yep.
sorry. Yeah, that's the right way to say that. Shiki's ship is 30 gem ship, which reminds me I actually should go purchase that. And
I haven't
the
done
the Grand Tesoro is in the treasure map shop for 20k tickets. A fucking bargain for this kind of ship. The downside is that all of these ships have already gotten their level 12s, which is up for debate. Some people say it doesn't matter. Some people say it does. I personally am against it, but I mean, it is what it
It's
is.
just like when they brought out Limit Break expansion for the first time, and then every debut unit just
Had
got
Limit Break
expansion. It's like,
expansion.
well,
All right,
and
cool.
It's hard
Cool,
to
I
love them in
guess.
the future. Yeah.
But I mean, to be fair, there isn't enough super collar anyway, so it doesn't matter. Really, irrespective. But I'll start with the Grand Tesoro. Reduces special charge time by 1 turn at the start of the quest. Boost cruise attack by 1.5, HP by 1.3. Boost attack by approximately 1.75 when they have a G or rainbow slot. Boost the amount of berries earned by 2x. Near fighter, slasher, striker, shooter, cerebral, free spirit, and driven character and powers classes are all in the crew. Crew launches a special to set the chain multiplier, extends the duration of the effect by a turn. So it essentially works very well with Tesoro. And then you also get 3x berries from Tesoro's captain, plus 2x berries from the ship.
Doesn't the Foxy ship also do
Yep, so
berries?
basically
How much does the Foxy ship do?
I think it's like 1.75 if I remember correctly. So basically, Foxy ship can get in the fucking bin. A doubles berries,
Okay.
it was 2x. So it's the same thing,
Okay.
but this ship's better than the Foxy ship.
It's better. Yeah.
So like, please, if you leveled up the Foxy ship, my condolences. You're an idiot. At maximum at level 12, it goes to 1.7 attack, 1.4 HP. Boost attack by approximately 2x when they have a G or rainbow slot. 3x berries. If your crew has all the classes and launches a chain multiplier, it's 1 turn still. And the ship effects are 1 bind, 1 attack down. 1 turn, sorry.
Pretty
Fucking
good.
Good shit, man. Very good shit. Like, it's a 1.7x attack boost. Just flat. Like, it's fucking sick.
Yeah.
Shiki's Island ship that recently came out. Social charge time by turn. Boost Dex Int Quick by 1.55. HP by 1.2. And if the HP is full or below 30% or below at the start of the attack, boost Dex Quick and Int attack by approximately 1.7. At max, reduces special charge time by turn at the start of the quest. Dex Int Quick by 1.65, HP by 1.4. Slightly boost the chance of landing on recovery slots. If HP is full or below 30%, boost Dex Int and Quit attack by approximately 1.85. And the effects are 1 turn despair, and then 1 turn special charge time. Also pretty good. Pretty solid. The other 2 ships are kind of whatever. It's kind of, whatever. White Tiger and the Neo Marine ship. I believe this is the Zephyr ship, right?
Yeah.
Special charge time by...
ship.
Yeah. Charge time by turn. Shooter attack by 1.6. HP by 1.2. Makes crews Science Int slots have matching effect. Makes it easy to land perfect strikes. At max, 1 turn charge time. 1.9 attack for shooters. 1.25 HP. Science Int have matching effect and makes it easy to land perfect strikes. And then the effects are reduces shooter's special charge time by another turn, and then reduces paralysis by a turn. And the catapult, which is the GOAT bullet ship, special charge time by a turn, boosts strength, quick, and int by 1.55, HP by 1.2, boosts the captain by a further 1.2, and makes it easy to land perfects. And level 12 is special charge time by a turn, boosts strength, quick, and int by 1.75, HP by 1.25. Captain's attack by a further 1.25, makes Psi and Dex slots have matching effect and makes it easy to land perfect. And then the effects are special charge time by a turn and boost fighter attack by a further 200. So that shit works really well with Bullet as your captain, you know? It makes it more viable to run him as captain, which is good. Good ships.
Not all of them are great, though.
No, your White Tiger and Catapult are kind of whatever. I think the Shiki ship is pretty good, but I don't know. Like, Dex in quick caveat is kind of cringe. I think the best one is the Grand Tesoro. I mean, like,
I think that'll see the most play.
If that, anyway. Like, I don't know how often you're running G or Rainbow slots, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it's a bit specific, and it's obviously supposed to work with New 6 plus Tesoro and Nami and Carina, which we'll talk about soon. But yeah, a bit of a weird batch. I mean, we weren't expecting 4 brand new ships. But we'll see. I mean, the best way to use Super Cola at the moment is to either just do the ones you want to do, the ones that you like, or the ones that are used for Grand Voyage right now.
That's the best way to do it.
And I mean, at the moment, only the Moby Dick was like quote-unquote required, and even now people have been able to build other teams. I mean, the Sunny's really good for attack down removal that people have been wanting to use, but we've got a new Grand Voyage starting today as of the recording of this video, so we'll wait and see what's required there.
So we'll see. I mean, it's cool. More ships, the better. Happy days. Like, we can't complain, right? We've been asking more ships.
I think they're going to be there like pretty much like forever. So
yes,
just pick them up when you need them.
I would hope so. The only question I'd have is the Tesoro ship. Will that be time gated? We'll see. I suppose.
I hope not.
Hope not. But 20k tickets, you earn, I think, like 35 to 40,000 from the point rewards anyway for TM. So I'd pick it up. I think it's a must buy. So, you know, just to be safe in that part there. You alluded to it, Todd, but I think it's everyone's time to get into some Magumbos.
The big old
TM Legend Nami and Carina. Another TM Nami Legend.
Tired of it.
That's exactly what I wanted.
What was that night?
I'm so tired of it. Stop giving me Nami.
It's facts though. Like, fuck off. With all due respect. Like, I think on Twitter last night, I think I replied to your tweet, Todd. I was like, it should have just been a solo Carina Legend. Like, it would have been so sick. It would have been so much cooler, I reckon, if it was just solo, you know. And then make Nami a TM booster for all I care. I don't care about that part. But, like, Nami Legend again? Like, I don't know if that was the right idea, I suppose. But nonetheless, Nami, Carina, they are a Carina, I suppose. I should probably pronounce that a bit better. Free Spirit, Cerebral, Strength, and Quick. Their dual captain ability. Boost the effect. Boost the HP of all characters by 1.2x. Boost the attack of all characters by 4 to 4.5. Instead, if they have a Strength, Quick, Recovery, or Tandem Orb, by 5x. If they have a G Orb, changes Psi and Int Orbs into G Orbs. Guarantees duplicating an item upon completion of the island and boosts the amount of berry by 2x. That's a mouthful of captain ability, even though it's like so few words to say the least. Their swap at 5 swaps is reduces slot bind completely on this character, changes block orbs into G orbs, and changes orbs of adjacent characters into G orbs. Increases orb effects of G orbs to 2.25 for 3 turns and boosts the base attack of all characters by 800 for 3 turns. Their special is different depending on who the character is. So for character 1, I believe character 1 is Nami. Reduces enemies' barrier duration by 2 turns, reduces resilience and percent damage reduction by 6 turns, reduces paralysis by 6 turns, reduces damage received by 90% for 1 turn, boosts the attack of all characters by 2.25 for 1 turn, allowing override, and becomes Nami and Carina for 3 turns. And then character 2, which I believe is Carina, reduces cooldown of all characters by 2 turns, reduces enemies' threshold damage reduction and increased defense by 6 turns, reduces attack down by 6 turns, reduces any damage received above 5k for 1 turn, boosts orb effect of all characters by 2.25 for 1 turn, allowing override, and becomes Nami and Carina for 3 turns. Goddamn. They have pinch healing, they have Sailor Despair, and they have cooldown reduction. Their Rumble ability is at level 5, HP and speed up buff to level 4 HP speed up buff to crew, level 3 recovery up buff to crew. When the crew has the Straw Hats or the Guild Tesoro people on the crew, inflicts level 3 defense down debuff to all enemies. Their Rumble special at 24 CT removes 40% of special CT to 2 enemies with the highest special CT 2 times. Inflicts level 4 defense down debuff to 2 enemies with the highest special CT for 15 seconds 2 times. And they do not have a GP. Alright, let's chat.
Crazy.
As a TM Legend, they're actually fucking good. Like, they're actually really good. If
This is a unit you'd actually want to use on like every TM.
Because if you run double, and then you have one of each, you get 2 turns barrier removal, you get 6 turns of resilience and PDR, 6 turns of paralysis, you get damage reduction, you get an orb boost, you get an attack boost, sorry. Then if you have the other version, you get 2 turns of cooldown, you get threshold and increased defense by 6 turns, attack down by 6 turns, you get threshold damage reduction, and you get an orb boost as well. So you literally get almost every debuff is removed by 6 turns. That's common on Treasure Map. And you get an attack and an orb boost. Like...
And because their swap is 5 swaps, that means that they'll get fully charged all the time.
That's a really good point, actually.
It's not one of those 6 swap ones where you have to do an additional swap to get it.
Yeah, that's true. That's a really good point. Oh, fuck.
I also don't have the cancer where one captain has a better multiplier than the other.
Not saying, yeah, it's flat,
really
flat,
nice.
exact same captain abilities, pretty much. Except one is strength recovery tandem, the other one is quick recovery tandem, and then if they have G, changes side of G, and then int or whatever it is. So it's a little different, but the numbers are the exact same. They are a berry boosting captain, and they are the first captain to guarantee a drop after Buggy's initial release way back, which is nuts.
That is crazy. Wait, let me get a date on that one. Hang on, I'll get it up.
Yeah, go get
just a second.
But so I'm frustrated because I'm trying to not pull until New Year's. That's my I'm on the stump train with that one. But they're good. But yeah, I don't know. Man. I'm a bit conflicted, I suppose. I don't think I'm gonna pull for them anyway, but yeah.
Buggy released on Japan on the 17th of December 2016.
Fuck me.
That's so long ago.
That's fucking
shit.
Almost 7 years ago.
Buggy, he came out right after Akainu, right? And Blackbeard?
Yeah, around that time period. Yep.
Yeah.
Where did he go?
Fucking crazy. I mean, obviously, that was the Japan release, so they had it first. Yep.
Where the hell's Buggy?
That's crazy.
Where's Buggy on my list? There he is. Yeah, the 7th of April, 2017 on Global.
Yep.
Far out.
Been that long.
But I mean, look, I think they're a sick character. But once again, it gets thwarted by Nami existing in this unit. They're not. I don't see them getting much play outside of TM. But then again, the fact that I think Broke put it quite well, or it was Chado. Either of them were mentioning that the fact that they're always going to be a 1.25x point booster on Treasure Map is incredibly valuable.
Yeah.
Not much to say, really. It's a pretty straightforward unit. you just have to be concerned about what unit you have as the captain. Oh, sorry, as the unit you have out when you're popping the special is the only thing you have to just.
I was actually just
your head
thinking about
around.
this morning. If this unit is in their dual unit and they use their special, I assume that it's the color of the unit. That's what special is used.
Do they even have that ability? Like going into dual
Because if they're in
form?
dual unit and use this, no, but like if you use their special, then you use some type of way to get their cooldown back and use their special again.
I'm assuming it's the color. I would agree. I think it's the color.
So
yeah.
if it's red, then it'll use Nami's special.
Yes.
If it's blue, it'll be Karina's special.
Yeah, I believe so.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a pretty straightforward unit. I don't think it's actually that. Like, there's no complexity to it. Like, it's just 4 to 4.5. It's a rainbow unit as well. So I mean, you know, take that with a grain of salt as you like. Duplicate items. They double berry, which is also really good too. So as a TM legend and as a TM character, duplicating items means potentially of duplicating blue tickets, crystals, potions. Like it's very good to have. Like, remember like
tablets.
Oh yeah, true. Remember like we were like running buggy teams. Like people were running like I remember fucking B-Bro used to run 4 mini boss buggy teams, which is fucking crazy. But like it was the way to play TM to like really maximize your LB mats, you know. So I mean, great unit, just a very solid character. Their Rumble thoughts. Anything to?
Oh, they seem very interesting in Rumble. I'm fascinated that ability to reverse the special CT by 40%, but it hits like 4 times because it hits 2 enemies 2 times. Like
remove
this
40% of special CT to 2 enemies with the highest special CT 2 times. Oh fuck yeah, okay.
At a 24 CT, which means it's likely going to be one of the first specials to launch in the game.
Yep.
You could just put your opponent so far behind.
What are they? Free Spirit Cerebral?
Yeah.
How would you build for them though? Would you just build a Free Spirit team? Maybe a defensive Free Spirit team?
A Cerebral team.
Like a defensive, imagine like them on a four man Free Spirit defense team. It's a wrap. Like
because you can run like this and like Sanji, and Sanji can increase your CT.
Yeah,
and then Nami decreases their CT. I mean, you could
literally run. You run Gear 5 Zoro. Yeah, you can either run Luffy Yamato or Gear 5. And then Zoro, Sanji, there's all your damage and whatever. Zoro is the self-procking.
You could run Otama for more CT.
Yeah. And you bring these 2 as well. And like Zoro just takes a fuck ton of damage, and then Nami and Carina come out and just be bitches and they fucking produce your special CT down a bunch. Like happy days. Like what
and Nami Carina also give a recovery up to your whole crew, which means that specials of Otama would be buffed too.
Fuck, Drew. They're good. Like, I'm so like, where the fuck? This creativity is insane. Like, I think that's what we were complaining about last night, or like, you know, in like when Solaris was shout out Solaris, obviously.
Yeah.
Like, how does this creativity come about in these random ass months? But then during anniversary, it's like he do damage, man. Like, it's so odd. It's so like, I wonder if the films have like some sort of contractual obligation, or the game has a contractual obligation with the films to release units in the game at certain time points that are, I don't know, creative or unique, or like draw in attention or produce people to go rewatch I don't know, some sort of like marketing ploy. Because like these units, like one of the very interesting, and I mean, not to mention Ray's. You guys remember Ray's Max?
Yes, sir.
Like his special is fucked.
Yeah.
All his special says that was data mined was applies various effects depending on the character's support characters type, captain's type, character's orb, and current HP percent when launching the special.
And that's all it says.
That's all it says.
Applies various effects. Full stop.
What?
So this unit could, in theory, reduce a plethora of debuffs because your captain is strength, but you have a quick orb, and your support character is Dex, and like,
Yeah.
like where the fuck is this creativity from? Like, someone had a field day making this unit. And I mean, they just had some fun in the lab. If else, like that was it, pretty much.
Oh
like,
yeah.
Like what?
I like that guy's crewmate abilities are very good. You know, it could be like special reverse, special bind removal kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm. And reduces special cooldown of this character by 2 when the special is rewinded, and reduces silence by 6 turns on this character.
Yeah.
Like, it's so unique. So unique. It's incredible. But I don't know where it came from. Yeah, watch it be like 2 turns of bind. Or some shit like that. Like, okay, cool, nice. I don't know. There's not much else to really harp on about. I suppose we just keep it rolling, I guess. Flame Knight, anything to add?
Yeah.
I like them, but I think it would be kind of cool if they made a character where if you use them as a captain, like they double the rewards you get from the quest. So you know how like there's some runs where you can't do like a 2x run or whatever, like you get like a 2x run.
That makes sense.
The character,
yeah.
Yeah, I would. If I was playing, I definitely would have popped some packs.
Oh, what for? What reason, Flame?
You know, I always got popped 2 packs. You know, specifically 2.
I think it's 4 packs right here, mate. 4 pack for sure, mate.
There's definitely 4 packs here. Yeah.
There's another pack downstairs. You know what I'm saying? Okay, moving on. Out of 10. Out of 10, guys. It's my score is an 8, but on its side with the infinity symbol. That's my score out of 10.
I give them a 4 out of 10.
A what?
4 out of 10.
Why? Explain. Do you working out? I know why, but do you working out?
You know.
Okay, there we go. I know. Knight.
When I say I'm out of pocket,
that's what I'm saying. What are you thinking?
But it bounces.
What? What?
Wait, you cut out. What'd you say?
All I heard was bounces.
What was the score you give him though?
An 8.
An 8, but it bounces. Like, oh my god.
This guy. Jeez. As a unit, I mean, this special's so good. But I'm not a fan of their captain, despite it being a dupe drop captain. Like, I'm not going to use it that much aside from treasure map itself.
Yeah.
I guess you could also use it as like the Kizuna captain as well. Like,
the token island thing. Yeah, good point.
Probably, I'd say 8.3.
Yeah.
8,
if I was
8.2. I'm bumping it down.
Yeah, if I was being serious, it's like an 8, 8.5. But if I'm not being serious, it's actually a 10,000, if you know what I'm saying. 4 zeros. Anyway, that's it.
I canceled the Kizuna island.
Oh, no, like the first run through you got to do. Yeah, you got to do 1 run of the normal token thing to get, and then you can just use stamina, and then it auto clears it for you to get the tokens.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I think that's it for regular news, though. I don't think we got anything else going on. It's been
pretty slow.
It has been, but I think we're gonna ramp up because we will be heading into Half Annie very soon.
Yeah.
So look forward to that. In other news, we had our official first collaboration with the One Piece TCG with the release of that Luffy TCG card, which I think the art is fucking sick. It looks really good. So hopefully
the sprite and the animation are just copy paste of old Luffy units.
Yep, correct. So happy days. I do hope that we do get more collab stuff in the future. Really cool. I think it's just a unique little thing. It's already ended, but there was an extra week of Trollman missions where you were able to get an additional gem per day, which I feel like should just be the case. Period. I don't know. Like I've always found it kind of funky that they kind of just still. Like it was a good idea, then it just kind of petered away. But it is what it is. The October Medal Exchange is out and about. Anything to point out?
No, it's actually a pretty bad middle exchange this time
Yeah.
around, actually.
I would say, like, if you wanted to really buy a character, I would say pick up the Boa from the special characters. She's uniquely quite good.
Oh, that's right. There's those Blitz battle units.
Yeah. Otherwise, go buy Halloween Shanks and record a video of yourself selling the unit as well and send it to Stump. I would.
He loves it.
He loves when people do that for him, so I approve of that. Grand Voyage vs Smoker, as Todd mentioned a little earlier, is releasing in an hour and a half as of us recording this. It seems that a Psy Fighter Luffy is what the unit is, so something like Stampede Luffy or Gear 4, the initial
Yeah, I think
V1
it's
Gear
gonna be
4.
the Gear 4.
So, or Bounce Man, I probably should say, would make more sense.
Yeah.
Look forward to that. They're adding in a bunch of free-to-play Halloween units into the friend point pools until October 31st. So, I mean, cool. Might as well. I think a few of those units do have limit breaks. I know like that Halloween Luffy was pretty good. The Luffy's pretty good. The Robin's pretty good. I think the Croc is alright. Otherwise...
Yeah, Croc's good. Croc's really good, actually.
There you go. Make sure you go do some friend point pools there. And then finally, as we mentioned way earlier, but our next season of PvP has been data mined, and it will be Zephyr. So that kind of leads us to believe that he will also be our next 6+, which is quite exciting because that means every movie legend is 6+ now. I guess if you want to count Stampede Luffy, then no, but otherwise, every villain, I suppose, has been super evolved, which is quite good. I suppose, from there. But from in other news to the shout outs, woohoo, yeah, hey, we love that from you guys.
Shout out to the shout outs.
Shout out to the shout outs. It's a great way to actually segue that one in. As usual, if you've enjoyed today's episode, make sure you go down there, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and comment. Todd, what are they commenting today?
They are going to comment gold in all capitals.
Gold in all capitals. If you made it this far, we do greatly appreciate it. Speaking of gold, you can spend some of your hard-earned gold on hitting the join button and becoming a member, and that would be supporting us financially. Plenty of different tiers to support us at. You get your name read out, priority questions, as well as you'll be getting the episodes early. With that being said, I want to give a massive shout out to our GGP producer, Alexander Wisniewski, our perfect member of Bryan, Kisa, and McDermott, our great members of MyDrunkenMoneky and Cswins, and our good members of Ryoiin, Stump D, Gacha, Red Halo, Dr. E Recshin, Wankafella, and Mike Schallo. Thank you guys for the continued support. We do greatly appreciate it. With that being said, from everyone's favorite section into the shoutouts, into everyone's actual favorite section, it is the Q&A.
The Q&A.
I love that. This warms my heart every time, gentlemen. You know, it makes my day. If you have questions, you can send them through to us via @GGP Podcast on Twitter or our YouTube community tab. First question comes in from Obsidian_Steed_, and he asks, do you all think Zebek is still alive? If so, how do you think he will remain alive and unnoticed? Perhaps he could be the eye patch character Otto was teasing.
Nah, he dead as hell.
I agree. I hope he's dead. If he comes back, it'd be fucking cringe. Yeah, I don't want him to come back. So hopefully he's dead too. He could be the eye patch character, but I want the eye patch character to be some like goofy ass unit, like some fucking Gaimon type beat. It'd be funny as. I'd be pissed off, but it'd be funny as, I reckon.
Yeah, I don't know about all that. I mean, I would love to see like flashback stuff to see what Rox is all about, but I think he's like definitely not alive anymore.
Flashback would be sick, but yeah, hopefully he is dead as all hell.
Yeah.
Cool. Next question. Divine Fox 9 asks, hello guys, what is your top rank in any mode in all the years of OPTC? Top ranks.
Well, we got technically pseudo first place in that first co-op Kizuna. We should have been first place.
Yep.
We have
Um,
received a couple first place from Kizuna. I'll be honest with you. So I'll give us
Yeah.
that for free.
So that,
Um,
but for solo wise, I think my highest rank on a treasure map was like 41.
Jesus.
That's it.
Know the rest. We all know mine.
Yeah.
Rank 1, right?
Oh yes,
Yes,
sir.
Let him know. Let him know. One time for the one time.
Technically first place on that first blitz battle that we had.
Ah, true. True. You're right. You're right. You're
Yes,
right. You're right.
sir.
Yes, sir.
I believe my highest rank in TM was like top 500, and
Putting rank
That's-
2.
no rank 1.
Putting
y'all
rank
know
2. Putting rank 2. Putting rank 2. Hold that.
Fuck that guy still.
He's a sleep paralysis demon. Still wake up in a sweat every so often, thinking
Yep.
you got 1 hour
Um,
left of blitz.
Guy catches that, he beat his ass.
Get his IP address. Get his IP address right now. Knight, what are you? You were the TM goat.
Yeah, I was 20 in TM, and then I don't remember for individual stuff.
There we go. Got some bloody retirement house over here. BBJ077 asks, favorite shoe brand / model sketches all day for me. What are you guys rocking? What's your favorite kind of shoe? I'll kick it off.
For my,
Go.
yeah, go for it. Go for it.
I like Vans. Only Vans I'll wear are like the generic like skate lows and skate highs. I don't give a fuck about the prints or the like different colors. Give me a black pair of Vans and then like that goes with every outfit. So like I'm set on those.
I like Balenciagas and Yeezys.
Oh my fucking god! This fucking money bags. Motherfucker talking about Gucci, Louis Vuitton, fucking Speed S3, Speed Racers, fucking ugly ass Triple S head ass fucking shoes, man.
Well, Wave Runners.
The Wave Runner Supply 350, Supply 360, Supply fucking 900s, fucking Pirate Blacks, Moon Rocks. Oh,
Yeah,
fucking
man.
what else you got, man? Got them all. Fair enough.
Yes, sir.
Todd, what were you gonna? Yeah.
Oh, well, because like I've got also like my running shoes or whatever, walking
Yeah.
shoes. They're the Hokas. Shout out to the
Oh,
Hoka
yeah,
Hoka
yeah.
brand.
They've
hot.
they've popped up massively, but they look hella cozy. Look hella cozy.
Yeah, they are. They're pretty nice actually.
Really
and
good.
As for like other shoes, like I don't know, I like just random shoes from like different brands. It's not like one shoe brand or model that I actually like. It just depends. Like some Adidas shoes look really nice, some
Yeah.
Nikes look really nice. Nikes
Yeah.
are hard for me because I have actually like pretty like not only I've got like long feet, but I've also got relatively wide feet as well.
Yeah.
I got some fucking flippers. And it's actually really hard for like those high-end model shoes to actually fit me.
Yeah.
Like Nikes are really narrow shoes, so
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
don't really wear them too often. Yeah, so it just depends. It varies.
When Sachi had ass.
Yeah, true.
What size sneakers, everyone?
What am I? I think
Well, you go.
I'm an 11. I think 10 and a half, 11. I think I am.
Yeah, I'm 10 and a half, 11 type beat too.
There we go.
Jeez, okay, I had to go big feet. I'm 14 US.
Oh,
Jesus Christ.
I'm a 12.
There you go.
Big ass. There you go. You
Told
guys
you, go flippers.
do that with
We have
do what you want with that information. You know, you can do whatever you want with that information.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
Hey, some people might
Big-
be into that kind of thing.
That's
you
what
know?
I'm saying.
big feet, big socks, right?
Hey, that's what I'm
That's it.
saying, bro.
How it goes.
Next question. At Red Halo Gaming, he asks, "What's the worst game you've ever played and why? And what's a common food you refuse to eat?"
One Piece Treasure Cruise. No.
Oh my god! Not
Super
wrong.
Mario RPG.
Hey! As rude. What's the worst game you've ever played?
The
I'ma
worst
keep
game
it as-
I've ever played.
I think for me, genuinely, it's like fucking the new Pokemon. Like it's so
Really?
it's so shit.
Oh, no, actually, no, there is a Pokemon game that I fucking hate. I think it's one of the worst games ever made.
Okay, go
Pokemon
off.
Dash.
Oh,
my
wow,
God,
yeah, on the
that's so-
DS, right?
Yeah, that game is trash. Actual garbage.
I don't think I've played enough games to have a worse game. But I guess like in recent times, I literally have not touched Scarlet and Violet like at all. Period. I think I did the first like 2 or the first gym, and I was like, all right, I'm done. I can't play
Yeah,
this
it's been a
anymore.
hot minute.
Damn, I can't even think. I definitely have something on there. Come back to me in like a minute or two.
All right, Knight, do you have anything on the cards? Any idea?
I'm trying to look at my Steam right now.
Yeah, facts. It's a
Think
really good
there's on
idea.
there.
What about
Yeah.
while you guys thinking of game, if you can, what's the common food you refuse to eat?
Pancakes.
You refuse.
Really?
Crazy.
Like, what do you mean by like? So if I pulled up to the crib and I had pancakes, hot, fresh, steamy, delicious, and you would say no, sorry, Bob.
Yeah, I'm taking
Hey,
that
you
French
can bring your
toast.
pancakes over anytime, man.
Hey yo!
Hey.
Man's got size 14
That's
flippers and
crazy.
wanted to eat my cakes. That's crazy on me.
That's crazy.
Pancakes is a crazy one. That's wild. To refuse to eat? I don't
Yeah, I
know
won't
that
eat
one.
them.
I guess one thing I really don't like, I kind of hate butter. Like, I like cooking with butter, that's fine. But if someone's making a sandwich, I
No
don't
butter.
put butter
Whoa,
on my sandwich. I
my
fucking
God.
hate it.
Oh,
I
that's
hate butter.
wild. That's actually wild. That's like the staple. That's the
crazy.
staple to every sandwich. Like,
Not for me, it ain't.
what do you use? Like mayo or some shit? Like, what do
No,
you?
I just don't use
You
any butter.
raw dog the bread?
Yeah,
raw
we
dog it?
raw dog sandwich. Yeah,
Oh my God. There's no sauce. Todd's got no sauce confirmed. There's no
I like sauce. I just don't like butter.
dry ass bread. Oh no.
Bro,
There we
getting
go.
crazy.
Bro. Right.
I'd probably say one of the worst games I ever played was probably Call of Duty Ghost or Call of Duty Advanced Warfare.
Oh, yeah, those are
Facts,
bad.
actually, yeah.
Those are so bad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay. That's good. That's a good shout. That's a very good shout. Nah, do you have one? Do you find one?
No, I couldn't think of any, honestly. There'd probably be some fucking one of those like old 2000 like
Yeah.
5 anime games or some shit. Probably one of those.
We're at food. Anything else for food? I think for me, I guess to give Nye a bit more time, I think I guess onions. I can't.
What?
What?
I cannot stand onions.
Yeah.
I just
Yeah,
can't.
I
I
agree.
cannot stand onions. Like I don't know
That's-
why. I just
Yeah,
I mess
yeah.
with grilled onions, but like
Even
straight
that
raw
for me, like,
onions are
like
fucked.
if the thing is, I'm one of those weird people where it's like, if I know the onion is in the dish, I'm gonna have a bad time consuming it. Like if I have to consume it,
Ooh.
like
But
like-
I gotta go.
what? You can't eat pancake. Who the fuck do you think you are, bitch?
Yeah, actually, that's kind of true. Yeah.
And then Todd can't even put butter on the pancakes. We're all fucked
Yeah,
here.
that's kind of true.
We're all
Actually,
fucked.
one other thing I just realized that I don't like is I don't like. Well, I like cooking with the ingredient, but I don't like chunks of it on my food. Is like chunks of tomato, like just raw
Oh nah,
tomato.
see now we're
I hate
uncovering
that.
demons. What?
I'm not a
I-
big fan of.
I ate
You
a
should
whole
see my-
tomato last night for dinner.
You should
you
see
crazy.
you should
That's
see my
crazy.
pasta be drenched in sauce.
I guess
Well, like
sauce
cooking
are
with
right for you,
tomatoes and
Todd,
tomato
but
sauce related stuff, that's fine.
If
But
it's
like,
chunky,
Okay.
right?
like if I have a kebab, for example, I don't put tomato in my kebab.
Oh my word! What the fuck?
Or like Subway, I never have tomato in my
Oh!
Subway or anything like that.
That's crazy.
we're learning so much today. We're learning so much today. You know, also I don't fuck with pumpkin.
Oh, pumpkin kind of
Oh,
trash.
I have
That's
one.
fair.
I have one that's pretty
Oh,
hot
no.
take.
Here we
I
go.
don't fuck with avocados.
Okay, that's fair.
Ah,
that's okay.
the thing is, I'm so like, I used to not be able to eat avocado at all, and then one day I had an avo toast, which is a very, very popular thing in Australia, and I was like, damn, this is kind of bussin'. But if you were to put like the avocado in front of me and say eat a piece of it, no bueno. If you were to mash
Yeah,
it,
like-
put it
with
on-
other things.
yeah, exactly.
I can't eat avocados like off the rip or like
Nah,
in
I
a
can't.
sandwich or some shit. But I like guac dip.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's exact same meat, like exact same shit. Like, You give me dip. You spread it on a sandwich for myself. Absolutely down. You put a slice of it in front of me. Fuck off. Hell no. That ain't being consumed at all. All right, there you go. You guys can tell us in the comments what's a common food you guys refuse to eat as well. Wankafella. Pause. Hey guys, I imagine they will eventually release the live action characters in OPTC, or at least I hope they do. If OPTC were to release the live action characters for the GGP crew, what would those look like? How would you build yourselves out? I'd imagine Flame would only super tandem with pudding. Smiley face. If Flame was a super tandem with the GGP crew, I'll be pissed off.
That's crazy.
I think would super tandem. I think one of us would have super tandem, and it'd be you have to have all four of us on the team, and you have to hit good, great, perfect in that order as well.
Oh shit!
And then I think Todd you have rush. I think no, actually.
Oh jeez, I'm not that quick.
I think Knight has rush. I think Knight has rush.
Alright.
Yeah, and then I think, Flame gonna have the super tandem, so it can be GGP crew or pudding on the fucking team. There you go. What would our synergy be? What are we? Are we cerebral? Are we smart? Are we driven?
No.
No,
not really.
Let's go, baby. We're free spirit fighters.
We're driven powerhouse, baby. Let's go.
Let's go.
Definitely powerhouse. Yeah, I agree.
I'll tell you one thing though, we ain't Dex.
We are not Dex. No, that's facts.
And we ain't in.
We ain't in. That's facts. Psy free spirit. Let's go, boys.
Hog, let's go.
All right, down. We're Psy free spirit. Flame has tandem. Knight has rush. I got I don't know. I got some bullshit. Todd's probably pretty strong. I don't know.
No, yeah, I've got final tap, and you're the captain with super EX.
There. Now we're cooking. There you go. And then we got pudding on the team. We got Gear 5 Luffy's the friend captain. Done. Sorted.
Hog done.
Team's done. Wrap it up. That team's gonna do 1 trillion damage. No stress. And we get through intimidation for free because fuck you, Bandai. That's why. That's part of our super tandem removes intimidation completely. There you go. Cop that one, didn't you?
Big.
All right.
I like
there
it.
you go.
Good answer.
Yeah, good answer. Someone make that. I don't know. Someone make that happen. Next question from @WowDeJuju. He asked, I just realized episode 101 would have been a cool time to potentially focus on new play experiences, such as the awesome challenge Papi hosted. But as I'm writing this, I realized 101 was an off-ep. Maybe that can be considered for 102. I think new play stuff is always hard. I've always wanted to have an ep with a new player's perspective on the game, or record an interview or a video, but it's just very challenging to I guess find someone quote unquote charismatic that is also a new person to the game
and actually wants to learn the game.
Exactly. That's it's very easy to hop into the game, play for 10 days, but oh wow, Pog. But then you start seeing online, TM's coming out, you need to build 17 teams, and fuck you, and it gets very overwhelming very quickly. So I think it's always hard to target new players' perspectives. But I guess we do, I would say in more recent time, over the last year or two, we have definitely given more of a broad perspective on not just end game, but also mid and early game, opinions and ideas as well. So I think we've done a good job in that regard there too.
Mm-hmm.
And final question, as always, Cody, CS wins 8214. He asks, hey fellas, as always, thanks for the work that you do. Apologies for missing last ep. Been a ton of stuff going on, trying to finalize this sale and keep the little guy entertained. What would you say is your biggest pet peeve when talking to someone? We have a client who is a big time close talker, drives me absolutely insane. I'm hoping to get back to regular questions soon. Much love as always, your boy Cody in Canada. I did read on, he did mention that a big time close talker means that somebody who gets right up next to you and talks to you. So I think he mentioned this client would be this client would be 6 inches away from his face and be talking at him, which is just that's fun.
I have a couple pet peeves for this one. Okay, first one is when people don't have volume control like read the room and like say like if you're in like a crowded area, yeah, obviously you need to increase your volume. And if people aren't increasing their volume and then you don't hear what they're saying, you have to ask them to repeat it a bunch of times, bro. Just fucking speak louder, please. And then conversely, if you're in a quiet area, shut the fuck up, bro.
Yep.
But then there's also the other thing that I hate is when people like spit when they talk.
Ooh.
And the point, like the annoying thing is, like, yeah, I understand that it happens, and like when it happens, you have to acknowledge it, or like you have to apologize
and move on. Like, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and like some people just don't, and they like try and speak with their mouth full, and their food's going everywhere. Like, bro, just stop, stop, man.
Do not talk to me. Do not talk to me at all. I don't want that. I agree. I agree with everything you've said there, like 100%. I think one of my biggest ones, especially in the work setting, is when someone comes in and they're like, yeah, that's a really good idea. Like hella long pauses between like what they're saying. You're like, all right, buddy, it's a fucking 15-minute meeting. Bro? You need to hurry up. We ain't got time for you to be like, yeah, like, bro, please talk, man. Speed it up. That's my biggest pet peeve is when I don't expect people to talk really fast. I don't want that either. But it's more so like there's a cadence to communication, and naturally, like engaging someone requires you to have those pauses in conversation too. But a pause is like a brief moment, as I just did just then. It's not a matter of like that's too long. As if you give people enough time to think for a second, you've paused for way too long. That's why like on the podcast we do our best to one of us will always try to fill the dead air if a situation occurs where like that pops up, because dead air just makes things awkward. It's confusing. Has my internet gone out? Has the podcast stopped loading? So. That's like, I my pet peeve is when people take those really extended pauses and it's like, it's not dramatic. It's a fucking meeting, mate. Get quick. We need to figure this shit out. What else we got?
Yeah, you're right.
Flame Knight. Any pet peeves?
I can give you an example of mine.
Go for it.
Ask Knight his favorite.
My favorite.
I get it.
I mean, not his favorite. Ask him what his pet peeve is.
Oh, okay.
No, what's a pet peeve?
I think it's
my pet peeve is when people just like that's my pet peeve.
This guy.
You're
right though.
You're right.
You're so right.
Yeah.
that shit is AIDS.
That's so bad. I hate that so much.
Yeah, I hate that.
That's so funny. That was sick. Oh my god. But no, though, for real, what is your pet peeve?
I'm scared.
you just gonna Flame might just come in at any point now. Hold on.
I don't know. I feel like one thing I kind of hate is like when you're like talking to someone and then like the conversation it goes into something like super random and then it's just like, all right, and then it's just like rapid fire like random shit. There's not like
there's not a path to the conversation. Yeah, right. Yeah.
It's like not even like going to like getting to know someone on basis. It's just like, you ever ride a Barracuda before? Like, what the fuck?
What the fuck?
Question come.
What the fuck are you talking to?
Yeah, you talking to, man?
No, I have a friend. We have a friend, and she'll just sometimes like when like the conversation, like if we're at dinner and we're just like everyone's just eating or no one's chatting, she'll randomly ask, she's like, Pierre, if you were gay, what would you do? I'm like, what the fuck are we talking about here? I'm like, god damn, like it's like, oh, if your mum died, would you be sad? And I'm like, bro, what the fuck are you asking? I'm trying to eat my damn meal, bitch. Relax. Like, it's sometimes like, and I get like what she's trying to get at, but like you just like, it ain't the time and place. I'm not drunk enough, Like talk to me when I've had a couple, man.
That's funny.
All right.
Yeah, I hate all these things.
Yep, I hate everyone, actually, as a matter of fact, too. So fuck you all.
Fuck you guys.
But more specifically, fuck Stump. That ends the episode today, episode 102 of the GGP podcast. As per usual, thank you to my lovely co-host. But If you've enjoyed today's episode, make sure you go down there, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, comment gold, all caps, if you made it this far as well, and hit the join button if you want to support us financially. Continue in the description down there, you can find our link tree link, that is linktr.ee/perfect. All of our socials, Twitter @GGP Podcast, anchor.fm/perfect. You can find us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Google Podcasts as well. Continue scrolling down, you can find all of our social media links. Toski, Nightmare JP, Flamevius, and myself, Captain Papi. Flame's a new YouTube channel. Reminder, make sure you go down there and go sub it up.
Yes, sir.
But with that being said, I've been Captain Papi, Flame Knight, and Todd. Thank you guys for listening to episode 2. Next time. Peace.
Bye.
Gold.
Yikes.